In the last video, I defined how to get set up when it comes to fixing electronics. Today, I'm going to be breaking down a continuation of that video and giving you guys clear advice when it comes to purchasing your first electronics to fix. There's just so many things out there on the market when it comes to eBay, Facebook Marketplace, that if you don't have a clear set of criteria, you're going to be lost. For that reason, I highly recommend going over what your buy box is. I'll give you a quick example. If you go onto Facebook Marketplace and you want to say you want to fix iPhones, there's just so many different iPhones out on the market. Just between it, you have your different model years. You got your iPhone 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Then you have your different sort of iPhones, like your Pros, your Pro Maxes, your base models, your pluses. I mean, there's just so many different types. So you really need to be able to narrow down what you want when it comes to an electronic. And this is going to be key for later down the line. Yes, it's going to reduce how many electronics you're going to be looking at, but it's also going to help you dial in your focus when it comes to fixing electronics. Because if you're too scattered everywhere, you're never going to find success in searching these deals, and you're never going to be able to find a good deal. You need to understand what a good deal looks like. And the first step to making that happen is narrowing down and defining your buy box. I need to define clear metrics such as model, what varieties I want, colors that I want. I want to be able to define what storage capacities there are. I want to be able to define what condition I'm looking at. All these are really, really important that are going to help me later down the line define what I want in terms of an electronic. The next thing in my buy box is going to be the repair type. When you go onto the market, there's going to be so many different types of electronics to fix from. Some will need micro soldering, some will just need simple components fix. And I want you guys to focus on those electronics, the ones that just need a component fix. For instance, switching out a battery, switching out a joystick, switching out a casing. Those are going to be relatively easy repairs because you're not going to need any sort of specialized tools, going back to what I've referenced in the first video. My final buy box is going to be price. And this is going to be where you are going to be focusing and need to do a little bit of math, but the math is not too tricky. You need to first figure out how much this electronic will sell on the market. The best way to do this is just go onto eBay and sort by the last recently sold listings, and then you get a kind of feel of what people are paying. Kind of take an average of, the last few listings, maybe the 10 or so listings, and then that should be the price that people are willing to pay. So once you have that factored in, you need to work your way backwards and figure out how much you need to be paying for this broken electronic. Because now we know how much it is going to be when it is fully fixed. Now we need to figure out how much we are willing to pay for a broken electronic. Now, there's a couple things that you need to factor in before you even get to that number. You need to first factor in how much parts are going to cost. You need to factor in where you're going to be selling the electronics, because where you sell it, there's going to be fees and shipping. And you also need to factor in how much you're willing to take for labor, or we'll call our profit margin. How much effort you're willing to put in will result in how much profit you want to take out. Once you have these core four numbers, you have your buy price, you have your parts price, you have your profit price, and you have your selling price. Selling fees, I should say. You're going to be able to subtract that all from the total sell price, and that should be your buy price. That is going to be the price that you will want to pay in terms of buying this electronic. If you pay that price, or if you pay lower, it's ideally you pay lower than that buy price, because that means you're getting an even better deal. That is going to be the price that you want to be paying. Once you have your buy box established, now you need to figure out where you're going to buy your electronic. There's a couple different platforms that you can choose from. For instance, Mercari and eBay are two great online places that you can search for. Facebook Marketplace is really good for locally, but I do recommend one of the best places to start with is asking around family and friends. A lot of the time, they're already going to have maybe a broken iPhone that's socked away in a drawer, a broken Nintendo Switch with a cracked screen that's just laying around there, and they're not really doing much with them. You can offer to buy it up from them. You can offer, and maybe sometimes they'll even be able to give it to you for free just to see if you can fix it. And it also helps with e-waste as well, because it's just sitting in the drawer, and most likely they'll end up throwing it away in a couple of years anyways. But it's really going to be great for you too, because it's going to be a low-cost way of sourcing parts. But besides that, some of my favorites are still going to be eBay and Mercari, just because the sheer volume. There's a lot of people using those platforms, so there's going to be a lot of broken electronics that are posted there every day. So I know in the other video I talked about focusing this series on strictly iPhones. I gave it a little bit more thought, and I think it would be really valuable if I focused on both iPhones and Nintendo Switches. The reason why is because I really do think Nintendo Switches are a great platform to get into, but I do see value in teaching and demonstrating both. So for that reason, in this video today, I'm going to be focusing on doing the deal analysis for a Nintendo Switch, and in a later video I'm going to show you guys how to do the deal analysis for an iPhone as well. But more or less I'm going to be using the same concepts, establishing the buy box and going through step by step on what I'm looking for when it comes to deals for both a Nintendo Switch and a iPhone. And if there's any other electronics that you guys really want me to try to look into and try to establish buy box for, let me know in the comments below and I might be able to take a look at some of them. So with that out of the way, I really want to give you guys an example of some numbers that I've used personally when it came to buying a Nintendo Switch to clearly define what my buy box is for this Nintendo Switch. For Nintendo Switches, there's just so many different Nintendo Switches. You know, you got the Nintendo Switch OLED, you got the regular Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo Switch Lite. For my buy box, I want to define it as the Nintendo Switch Lite. For color, I'm not too particular in color. Nintendo Switches all come in the same size capacity. Sometimes there are SD cards included as well. If there is an SD card, I'm willing to pay a little bit more. And also for Nintendo Switches, I want them to be bootable. The reason why I want them to be bootable is because I don't need to do any sort of board level repairs. If it boots, it's a pretty good indicator that at least I'm in the clear for doing some sort of component swaps. For beginners, I also highly recommend going for electronics that at least boot. In terms of repair type, I kind of already went over this, but I want this repair type to be a component swap. I'm looking for joystick swaps, I'm looking for screen swaps, I'm looking for basic battery swaps. Nothing too intensive. And finally, let's talk about price. A Nintendo Switch will sell for right around $110. Components, I'll say it's right around $5 a joystick. Screens are a little bit trickier, so screens might be a little bit more. But ideally, I think for my parts, I really want to do some sort of Nintendo Switch joystick repair. Maybe the stick has a little bit of drift, or maybe it's peeling or missing. Those are my ideal ones. If I go onto eBay and look how much a Nintendo Switch sells for, using my criteria that I defined above, maybe around $100, maybe a little bit more or less, but I'm gonna aim for $110. And how I found this number is just going on eBay, look, as I said, looking at the last few listings sold, and it seems like $110 seems like a fair price. Working backwards around this number, I know that I'm trying to sell it on eBay, so I mean, if I sell it at $110, eBay is gonna take some cut. Shipping costs about $8, so I'm gonna say in terms of fees, I'm gonna need to pay about $20. Parts, I'm really hoping to get a Nintendo Switch with some sort of just Joy-Con replacement. The reason why is because this is probably one of the cheapest parts to replace. I mean, a joystick really only costs $2 to $5. A pair of them might cost $5 to $10. So that's going to keep my parts cost very low. After that, I really hope to only make maybe like $10 to $20. You take $110 minus 20 for the eBay fees, minus 10 for the parts, minus 20 for the labor or my anticipated profit margin, then I get $60 for my buy box. So see how I was able to define quite clearly what my buy box is in terms of Nintendo Switch. It takes some time to obviously get good at this skill, but with repeated repetition, and if you focus down on just one or two electronics, you're going to be really, really good. At the point that like you can go onto eBay, look at a deal immediately, scroll through the listing, scroll through the photos, and in like a couple seconds, you'll know that I might have a good deal or I have a dud and I can move on to the next one. Using these numbers, I was able to purchase a Nintendo Switch that I have that's going to be arriving very soon. This Nintendo Switch Lite I purchased for right around $42, which checks all the boxes. It has really the only issue that I can see from the listing is that the Joy-Cons will need to be replaced, which is perfect, and it fits all the criteria that I need. It's Switch Lite. It's under my purchase price of $60. It really only needs a joystick replacement, and there's enough margin that if it does need some sort of extra repair, I will have enough budget factored in to try to fix it because I'm about $20 under budget right now. This is kind of the technique that I use when it comes to the Flipping for Profit series that I look for when it comes to electronics, and I hope it helps you guys in terms of determining what sort of electronics that you guys really want to dial in. Like I said before, it's a skill that you need to develop. You're not going to be good at it the first time go around, but every time you do this over and over again, you're only going to get better. So with that said, I hope today's video was really helpful for you guys. In my next few videos, I'm going to be breaking down how to do the same sort of analysis for an iPhone. I'm also going to be breaking down the repair process when it comes to this Nintendo Switch and also selling this Nintendo Switch. If you guys are interested in this content, make sure to stick around because I got a lot more coming in the near future.